Hello, Thomas Orths, WinLearnChange TV. I'm not in front of Bayer. In fact, I'm in the Frankfurt airport, but they put a huge display here. But it's a nice scenery for this video log because this week I want to talk about change and change in global companies, in large companies with thousands and thousands of people. I just returned from a very intense workshop, 2.5 days. I'm now flying back to the UK. And the title of the workshop was Change, Leading Change. And the purpose of the workshop was to almost function as an eye-opener for middle management participants. How big is your circle of influence at the moment? How much room can you take to design change, to influence what is happening around you? How much impact can you really make individually and as a group? And it was 2.5 very intensive days because we made a change map. What are the current change projects they observe? Large or small, complex or simple. And then they had to pick 2 projects that they were really involved in emotionally and also from their brain, from their head and from their heart. We split the group in 2 groups of 6, and then for 1.5 days we really looked into the current change projects. What do they see? How do they feel about it? What would they like to change? How can they initiate or influence the change, although they are not even in the lead? This is middle management. See, the sandwich position of middle management is very fascinating. Board members, the top management of the company decide certain visions, strategies, and then they are communicated down, and the middle management in a sandwich position have to take that information, pass it on, maybe pass on the pressure or motivate people for something that they not maybe even believe in because they haven't designed the strategy. So this sandwich position is tricky, crucial, but very important to reach the whole foundation of the company. And therefore our approach would be not only bottom down, but also top down, but also bottom up. Top down and bottom up. And this middle management group is the key to achieve that. So we looked in those 1.5 days at the change projects and we looked at 5 levels. What about the strategy? Do they understand it? Is it clear enough? Is it communicated well? What about the structures that are in place? Do they make sense according to the strategy? Where do they see bottlenecks in terms of existing structures? Procedures, processes, next level. What processes are they involved in? And there it gets really personal because they are involved in the processes. And then the people. What do they observe from the people they lead? The foundation of the company. And the culture. What is the culture at the moment? Is it a culture of sticking with the old, resistance to change? Very fascinating. And then we look at very precise action steps that they could take to initiate, support the whole change process. To collect information from the basis of the company and communicate it up, to ask more questions to understand what the top of the company communicates so they can basically deliver the message more clearly, so that the execution, the implementation works much more smoothly. And we really realized over this 2.5 days that key is clarification of goals, much more communication, ask much more questions, and look at the interfaces, the different departments, cross-functional thinking and acting. So we managed to get a paradigm shift. People in the beginning thought, well, yes, yeah, circle of influence, so what? But 2.5 days later, they were at a different place. So I'm very pleased, flying back now to the UK. If you are, by all means, involved in a larger company, it doesn't have to be a massive one, think about it. And if you want to know how holistic change can work, top, down, bottom up, get in touch. I'm sure we can help. It will be a pleasure. Have a good day. Bye-bye.